You know, when him and I travel out of the country on his spring break, just thinking about the look in his eye.
And I had my little teacher salary, and then it all went to nothing.
My passion for travel is what kind of attracted me to it. So initially when I started, I was like, you know what, I'm just only going to do travel because I love travel. But what happened was, in the midst of me doing travel and booking travel and helping people travel the world like I have, I realized I was leaving money on the table, which is something I don't do.
When he sees certain things that he's never seen before, that he's never experienced before. You know, we had butler service for 5 days straight, his very last spring break trip.
I've been in Planet Marketing for literally 11 and a half months now, just about to have our 1-year anniversary, January 18th.
I love discussing business. I love seeing great businesses work. I love seeing super ideas come to life. I love creating things from nothing. And I love seeing visions come to pass.
My why is my 3 children. They really depend on me. And there's a lot of things that I want them to see in this world that I was privy to growing up.
Worth it. You're going to go through the rejection. You're going to go through feeling like you're a failure, feeling like this is just not for you. This is not it. All the disappointments, the depressions.
Oh, I've had great success. I've been in this company now almost a year. I've reached 1-star director. I've remained in the top 50 of the company, and most definitely on track for top 10.
But at the end of the day, if you keep moving, if you keep trying, if you do not quit, it would be well worth it, and you will get rewarded.
One message I would give to the younger me is to not give up. No matter what comes, no matter what happens, never give up.
In any network marketing company, they always tell you, you got to be a product of your product.
When I first got started, I had my own ideas about what should be done. And I found out you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just really have to listen to your coach.
And literally, I have changed my life in so many ways in a couple short years. And I'm just so thankful to Mr. Bradley and to all my mentors for pouring into us all the things that they do, because I will be successful. I'm back with my eyes wide open, and I'm definitely dangerous now.
Because you are not crazy. What you see, what you feel right here is what you've been waiting for, is what you've been praying for. And I promise you, if you act on it,
this business can work for people just like you. You just got to really put in that work.
And you can't put a price tag on when you hear your children talk about what they experienced. You just can't put a price tag on it.
You will succeed, but understand it's a window of time, and the timing is right now.
How's everybody doing? Hey, what's up, Nashville?
Hey, Nashville's in the house.
The Nashville crew on the west side. Hey, west side. Hey, how y'all doing? We got Miss Rhonda House and Miss Leneva Head coming to us live from Nashville. We have Miss Quilla Moore coming to us live from the Raleigh-Durham area from the East Coast. And you have yours. How you doing? Hey. What's up,
Hey, Nashville's in the house.
Hey, man. Hey, West Side. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, that's us.
We got Miss Rhonda House and Miss Leneva. We got a remix going on.
A real remix. Wait a minute. Okay, let me close mine out. I think it's me.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, y'all, we got something hot and heavy for y'all today. How about this? Let me kick it off, y'all. We're going to talk about this legacy versus an inheritance. Ooh, let me go and put that down at the bottom. Legacy versus inheritance. First of all, let me start out with the definition of the two so that we can be aware of it. First, the definition of a legacy: an amount of money or property left to someone in a will. Okay. Definition of inherit, which is like inheritance: to receive money or property or a title, like a birthright, upon the transition of the previous holder. And FYI, we're not going to say the D word. We're going to say transition, meaning they didn't transition from this place. So here's a couple of things that make them the same. Here's a couple of things that make them different. Inheritance is something tangible you give to others. It temporarily can bring them happiness. It may eventually fade as it is spent. And your activity may or may not pay off. Versus a legacy is something tangible you place in others. It transforms them. It lives long after you transition, and your activity becomes an achievement. We have some examples, I'm pretty sure, of what that's like, but I'm done talking about that. I'm gonna pass this all over. I'm gonna pass the mic to Rhonda.
All right.
She's passing the mic.
Oh, the other way. Wait a minute. Let me go that way. Okay.
There you go.
Your other left. Okay, I'm sorry. What I want to say on that is, especially what we found here in 2020 is that nothing is for certain. We all thought, the world was a certain way, and now it's totally different, from how we work, where we work, where we can travel, where we can't travel to, like we were talking about earlier. And it's become to me so apparent that, when your job, if the world changes and your job changes, this is it. It's just a job. You have nothing left at the end of the day. It's done. You don't have anything to give your kids. You don't have anything to give anyone at the end of the day. When it's done, it's done. So I think having a legacy, having an actual something you can tangible to leave your kids, your parents, whoever you're leaving it to, I think that's paramount. Like we had talked privately, if you're a lawyer like Leneva and you want to leave your firm, you want to leave your law firm to somebody, if they're not in the law field, then is that really applicable for them? Is that really, the best move? So I think that's why it's so important, because in our opportunity, we can leave a true legacy of a running business, operating business. And not only with that, you'll have other people within our organization who will help to further your organization, your business. It's not just going to die when you die. That's the whole thing, that you got to know that, that's what death is. That's what death does. It just brings it to an end. But in our opportunity, you can, further that and give something tangible to your heirs that's really going to, be a positive impact on their life.
Right. I really, 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 really like what you said about that law firm. And speaking of that law firm, that lawyer, that was pretty much on point, Leneva, when you shared that with us, when talking about that. We were talking about the difference of, okay, so you're not going to will nobody a partnership in a law firm, especially if they not no attorney. You're not going to even leave that as a legacy for them. You setting them up for failure, not success. You giving them a headache, a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what they're going to do with it, But I said that to say some people, though, and I know you're a realtor, so that's why I'm going to go here. Some people feel like leaving land to them is a headache. Leaving a house to them is a headache. Should I touch that? No, I'm gonna let you have it.
You
Drop the mic.
take your mic.
That's right.
Drop the mic.
That's good.
Okay, so actually, that's very true. So with the inheritance, I'm gonna use not just the fact that I'm a realtor, but my own experience that I'm aware of. So my grandma passed away. I was like 14, and she had land, she had property, and it was left to my aunts and uncles. There's several of them. So when you say it can be a headache, it can be a headache because you have multiple people who have to agree on something. They have to get something in, left to them 50-50 share and alike, which means everyone has an equal part, which means everyone has an equal say. And if you don't want to contribute to the property taxes or make sure that land is properly maintained or that house is properly upkept, you don't have the financial resources to manage those things, then you have conflict. And what may have possibly been intended to be some type of legacy, it's an inheritance. It was left to them in a will. It's an inheritance, and it ends up being sold off, partitioned, sold until it's all gone. So when the next generation comes forward, kind of like nothing there for them. So with a legacy, that thing goes on into eternity, just about. It just goes and goes and goes. You have those businesses that are, I'm going to use Sanford and Son because we all can relate to what Sanford and Son was. Well, he put his son on there to leave that business to him, to let him continue to run it, work it, leave it to his son. And that's what legacies do. They outlast at times even the inheritance. Because like you said earlier, Janae, the inheritance could get spent away, sold away, squandered away.
Squandered.
And it's just gone. If you're not managing your resources and being financially responsible, just like the lottery, you hit it and then it's
Ooh, yes.
That's so true.
That's good.
So if I leave my business to my son, it's real estate. What if he's not interested in that? Okay, so big deal. So what may he do? Sell it. And it's gone.
Yeah.
But if I build something, create something, and I can give that while I'm yet living, and it can run on once I have transitioned and outlive me, outlive my son, outlive his children. The word says leave an inheritance to your children's children is what it says. So what does that mean? Your grandchildren? However, in that statement, in that scripture, leaving an inheritance to your children's children, I don't receive that as that's where it was supposed to come. I receive that as our responsibility is to leave a legacy, something that they can hold on to and continue to run with for generations to come. Because life doesn't stop with your grandchildren. So my experience is I'm building something. And so, of course, like Rhonda mentioned, the business that we are in as network marketers, we are able to not just build a business, but create a legacy that we can leave behind for generations to come. And so I know that there's a lot of amazing information and feedback relative to legacy and inheritance, and I don't want to confuse the two, conflate the two, because they are similar yet very different. And you did a great job, Janae, of explaining what the two are. Snaps up to you, pat on the back too.
That's right.
Love it.
Mike, back to you.
Well. I love that. I absolutely love you breaking it down by using your own personal experience, knowing, I didn't even know you was gonna hit on that about your we didn't even get to have a conversation about it, but I just something was in the spirit talk about real estate, because it leaves a headache, and you had that real world example. And I love the Sanford and Son, because who don't know who Sanford? If you don't, I'm gonna say you need your black card restricted and taken away.
They just young. They just young if they don't know Sanford and Son. That's all.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I can see that too, Rhonda. Good save. Good save. All right, you get the black card back if you say you don't know. You might want to Google it for real.
That's right.
On that note, we're gonna drop this mic to Miss Q.
That's right.
Who's supposed to catch it? She got the easiest one, y'all.
That's true.
Okay, so
right.
You got it. It's
You
a
got
mouse, but it's the mic today. So,
go ahead, Q.
Rhonda and Laniva both spoke on our business and what we do. We not only are we travel professionals. So not only do we come to you from an area of expertise in the world of travel, which is the largest, most sexy industry in the world.
You
Who
got
doesn't want to travel? Okay. So that's just one thing we do. That's just one part. The second part is we allow people to
Oh,
my
that's
phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. sorry. So we show people how they can actually earn residual income by helping others. And what that does in turn is allows us to build a legacy, right? And in our company, the founder of our company was oh so generous to afford us a planet pledge. What is a planet pledge? Our planet pledge, which is in the bylaws of our company, states that as a planet marketing director, you can feel secure in knowing that in the event of your death, when you transition, the planet business that you have built will outlast you. Not only will you receive every dime of the monies that you have been earning while you were here, your family or the person that you designate to receive that business, they will continue to earn that money. Now, there are a lot of network marketing companies out here. There are a lot of businesses out here. But there is not one business, nor is there one company that is pledging to continue to support your family way long after you have transitioned. So the business that I'm building right now is going to benefit my great grandchildren. You mean generations to come? It's not going to stop at my grandchildren. Like Laniva's grandmother was so generous to leave to her children. No. This keeps going. See, the founder of our company, he thought to build generational wealth for people. Not just for you, not just for me. Not only am I going to live comfortably, but my great grandchildren are going to live comfortably. I tell people all the time, my great grandchildren are going to know who I am. And not because they looked at a family tree, not because they looked at some baby book and saw that somebody wrote somebody's name. No. They're going to say, I'm living this life because my great grandmother did this. And that is what our Planet Pledge offers everyone who is willing to work hard enough for it. And I say, if I'm going to work hard for somebody else, I can work hard for me.
That's it. That's it. Man, you hit on something. I don't know how many of us go to like different establishments and they see like a portrait of someone older, and then maybe their child, or to say their name and son or something like that. I know Marriott is one of them. In mostly all Marriott properties, JW Marriotts that you go to, you'll see a portrait of the father and of the son. I also noticed, I'm an HGTV watcher, and when they look at the millionaire houses when they win the lottery and stuff, they have a lot of bookshelves. That's one thing I noticed. They have bookshelves, and if they furnish, they have portraits, they have pictures, different, portraits and pictures, two different things, meaning like, an artist has sat down and taken the time out to literally paint the portrait of someone, with some oil or live cut, whatever they do. But the point is, millionaires, billionaires, that's stuff that they do. Libraries is what they have. And when it's in the family, when the money is in the family, they have the portraits of the generations who has left it to them. So they won't forget. So they won't forget.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very valid point that you brought up, Q. Very valid point. Well, all around the horn, y'all, if y'all don't know the difference between the legacy and inheritance, we have put something on your mind. We gave you some real world examples, gave you the definition, told you how they was the same and how they not. Rhonda even told you, a job won't even do it for you. A job ain't gonna leave you neither one. I'm just saying. She hit that on the head right there. It's not. She said when you didn't transition from your job, you didn't just transition. You gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the most they gonna pay is your 401k if you have anything in your 401k.
Mm-hmm.
One time life insurance payout if you have anything on your life insurance, but that is it.
And they're gonna post your position the next day.
There
yeah, they will.
And fill it.
We'll backfill that position. It's definitely necessary.
But you might get some Social Security. Somebody might get some Social Security from you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now if you work,
maybe $200 for $300.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you stuck to that 40-40 plan, somebody will get a few dollars. Just a little bit. They'll get a few dollars, but
not a lot to sustain them.
Not enough to sustain them. But Laniva, she touched on a great point. Also, she said that if she were to leave her son her real estate firm, what if he doesn't want to do that? We have a lot of people. There are so many entrepreneurs and business owners who are very passionate about what they have. However, when it's time for them when they do transition, and if they do choose to leave it to their child or, whoever their heirs are, what if they don't want to do that? What if that's not their specialty? What if that's not their passion? What if they have no interest in it at all? What are they going to do then? So yes, you have left that to them, but what can they do with it? Everybody can't do hair. Everybody can't, let's say everybody can't sew. Everybody can't cook. Everybody can't, everybody's not a carpenter. So yes, you may have a business, and yes, you may be able to leave your heir what you have built. But are you able to leave your heir something that they can pick up and run with? Right. So that makes a huge difference.
And what I
go ahead, Laniva.
I'm sorry. What I like about the Planet Pledge is two things. First part is the integrity of it, because yes, it is in our bylaws, and the lawyers have drafted it. It's out there in ink. But even before that, we had someone who passed away who had to take up that legacy opportunity.
Leaving a house to them is a headache.
And it was not formalized yet. It was an intent. But our founder flew to California for that family, sat down with that wife and said, this is what you will get from this point on. The second part of that is, so that's integrity of the company. So we're not just network marketers for some just random something. This company stands for something and has a nonprofit. So the second part is that legacy. When something happens and the director is no longer there and they meet that family and say, here's what whoever designated, here's what you're going to get going forward. They can choose to run that business or not.
True.
If they choose to run that business, that's just more money they're going to generate. But if they're like, this is not my thing, but thank you. Whatever income that person that has transitioned was generating is going to continue to go to that designated person for the rest of their life. That's phenomenal. So I don't have to work. I don't have to take up your business, but I'm still taken care of. Oh, that's priceless. That's phenomenal. And that's my why.
And something I noticed in another in one of my other Facebook groups, and this ties into it. We're talking about generational wealth and breaking generational curses too. Let's talk about that, because that's where the legacy comes in with generational wealth. This young lady was talking about she was trying to buy a house and she needed some down payment money. And the loan officer says, well, can't you just get it from your family? Because that's what he was used to being able to say to people of maybe another national origin, another color, right? Because it was so commonplace for him to be able to say, why can't you go to your mom and daddy, get, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000? And because that's what he was used to. So when I've been looking at, my daughter's in the business, and I've been looking at, we're looking at buying her first property by the end of the year, first of the year, and the opportunity our business is going to afford us that opportunity for her to have that down payment money. I mean, how many other opportunities can you say that with? Right. Is that working for you that way? But it's going to work for us because we will both be directors by the time we get ready to, name it and claim it. We will both be directors by the time she's ready to buy her property. And then, and so you got to, if you're looking at generational wealth and you want something different for the generations who come behind you, you got to start now. You got to be the person who starts right now, And like I always say on every broadcast, people can reach out to any one of us. We're all here on Facebook, and we'd be happy to tell you how we've done it, how it's working for us, and what our plans are. Leneva just told you her why. Everybody's why is different. You got to decide, though, that you're not going to do the same thing that you've been doing, and getting the same result. It comes a time where you just got to step out on faith and try something different and try to generate that generational wealth.
Get off the fence.
Exactly.
Yes. Make a decision. Get upset and make a decision, because there's too many people that's sick and tired of being sick and tired, but they're not doing nothing differently, y'all. Do y'all know anybody like that? Because I know some people that complain about things, yet they're not doing anything to change them. Leneva gave her why. My why is exactly what I said. When I say my great grandchildren, my great not my kids' kids, but my kids' they don't know who I am because of this pledge, because of this company, because of my tenacity, because I'm not going to stop.
Don't stop.
That's what we have to leave them. That's what we're doing, y'all. So you guys need to make a decision.
Make a decision. Get mad about it.
Right.
Get mad about it. Ladies. I told y'all we bring it to you raw, uncut, unfiltered. We just go with it. And that's what we love, because we're real talk with real women grinding every day, all day. And I love the comments that everyone's putting down here. You know, love the comments. So thank you so much for tuning in. We like likes, we like hearts, shares, because just in case that you caught this, you got to pass it along to somebody you think gonna benefit. Q asked that question. Y'all know somebody who complain but don't make no change? I'm just saying, it could actually benefit them. You know, share it, share the love, share it with them. 42 million, approximately 42 million people are having to think of something else to do outside of their primary employment, because their primary employment either shut down and will not reopen up. And right now they're trying to figure out if they're going to get an extra $300 of unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk.
It's time to make a change. You know somebody in that one? Share this with them. We'll love to share this and tell them how not only they can make a change for their family and themselves, but their children's children, as Q say, children. You
That's
know?
right.
All right, girl. It's
I
a
want
wrap.
to say one more thing though. Wait, I
No,
want to
you
say one more
can't.
thing too. I know we over time, y'all. We try to stay on time, but I just want to say this. Back during the Great Depression, that was the most powerful time for so many people right now, because that era, while it was a very devastating time, just like the time that we're in right now, Janae just said there are over 42 million people who are not going to be reemployed by those same positions that they were in. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, this pandemic is going to produce some millionaires, it's going to produce some billionaires, but I'm going to tell y'all what it's going to produce more. A whole lot of witnesses.
You better
Make
say
sure you're not
what
one
you
of them
said.
witnesses.
I see you.
Make sure you out there getting that bag, okay? That's my.
I trying to catch you there, but
Preach the word.
girl, you better say it. A whole bunch of witnesses. And Leneva already said, the good book that said, leave yourself for what? And inheritance. Yo, boy, you girl.
Exactly.
You better call us rap. Play that music, Leneva. Play that.
Y'all see.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thursday.
Next Thursday. Y'all thought this was hot. Just wait till y'all hear what we got to say next. Y'all be good.
Yeah.